Hey guys, it's Cheryl and Jeshwanth and Sree and Chris behind the camera.
Hello.
From Harmony Turbines. We're here to show you some new developments that Sree and Jeshwanth have been working on here in the electronics area. I'm pretty far removed from this technology because I sit at my desk all day and work on the computer. So this is really interesting for me to see and introduce to you guys. It's all new to me. So, Jeshwanth, what do we have here?
This is the control box for our turbine,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the PCB what we were working on recently.
Okay.
So lot of improvements, and we get rid of the push buttons. We've been using like a small keypad for clean UI.
So I'm gonna put in some pictures here of what our setup looked like before. There were a lot of different, like everything was spread out on a board, and there's like all kinds of little buttons and whatnot
Right.
that people had to push. So we're trying to consolidate everything into something that is user friendly for our beta customers, our early adopters. You know, we need to refine this. So this is what these two have been working on so hard these past few weeks, couple months or. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's been a
couple
few months.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, this is like when I look at this, I'm like, oh my gosh.
And
This
we're
is
still
so much.
we still have more room to improve, but this is an early beta version. So
Right. So all that big board with all the crazy stuff on it has now been consolidated to this box. Okay. So
So currently there is no wind.
okay. So we're simulating the turbine
Yeah,
being
we are
out. There's no wind. The turbine's fully open, just waiting.
yep, and the screen is off sleeping.
Cleaning off, the system is sleeping. So this one acts like a function generator,
Okay.
which can simulate our generator frequency. Based on the frequency, the system will work up.
Okay.
And also, like if you start pushing the power into the batteries, then the system will work up. Like we can see here.
So this one is the RPMs that it's simulating, so we're going to turn the RPMs on. So
It's
as if
already on.
is it running right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're going to simulate power coming through the generator.
Acts like a battery bank. So I'm turning on.
As soon as you push power, then it wakes it up and says, "Hello, we're making power." And what do you see there, Cheryl?
Well, I have to put my glasses on for this. Now I'm looking through the camera.
So you see the
So I'm showing, or I'm seeing the voltage. I'm seeing amps.
Mhm.
That's amps, right? Wattage, amp hours,
And
watt hours,
Yep,
and
date and time.
date and time. Right.
Nice. So very basic things, but things that we want everyone to have at their fingertips so that they get a good idea of what their system's doing when it's producing, when it's
Yeah.
actually pushing power into the battery bank.
Alright, so this is our home screen, home screen one with like the power screen, it will show, and this is our like home screen two where it shows like wind speed, RPM,
Oh,
and the
okay.
furling percentage. Right now we have 21 hertz, so the RPM is like 105.
Okay. And
So
the furling is 0%, so
Yeah.
that means it's fully open.
Fully
It's not
open.
furled at all.
Now let's say we're in a high wind situation. What might one see there? Partly closed. We might see furled 10% or furled 15% if we're in like a storm or something like that. So people would be able to see that pretty easily.
What else you got?
So this is the home screen too, right? And this is our falling screen. It can show it's 0% fall, which is like completely open.
Mm-hmm.
So it's already open and we cannot open again. So I'm closing it, closing the turbine.
Okay.
So you can see it's closing.
And
here.
if you see here, over here, we have a stepper motor that is simulating the closing, the furling of the turbine. But on the screen, you see real time what it's doing.
How far it's closed, the percentage that it has closed. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop it because that'll take a while. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're 47% closed. Okay. What else do we have in?
Let's
this
go ahead and
nifty-
open it back up.
Oh, you want to
Let's open it back.
Yep. So now we're opening it back up.
All right. So I'm gonna press another button.
So this is the settings menu,
Okay.
and we can set the date and time,
Mhm.
and we have the reset options, where we have like the soft reset and the hard reset. Soft
Okay.
reset clears the amp hours, like the energy, amp hours and the watt hours. Like you
It's
can
like
see
resetting
here,
your odometer in your car.
0.5 and 18 watt hours. So if we reset system, like it got reset and rebooted. You can see like zeros,
Mm-hmm.
like we can freshly start our
So now we have 0 amp hours
Right.
and 0 watt hours while it's slowly climbing. Okay.
Here's the cool option, the service menu, where it's the SSID and the password. We have to join this network, but once we join the network and log into the IP address, we can see this.
So there's the IP address that we would log into, and that'll be the same for our customers. Then they can see this screen, and they'd have the real-time data coming to them pretty much whenever the Wi-Fi is on. So we'll have to look at that if it's an option that we want to allow the Wi-Fi to be on whenever they're making power. It'll steal, what did you say, about 10 watts of power for that to be on?
Yeah.
So it'll be up to the customer.
10
Maybe
milliamps.
okay, 10 milliamps, not 10 watts. So maybe we'll give them the choice whether when they're producing power, if they want the Wi-Fi to wake up and be on all the time. Because maybe some customers would
Right.
say, heck yeah, I want to see that in real time whenever I'm making power. So guys, one of the things that we forgot to tell you about, we are working on having 2 options for the Wi-Fi. One is the local network where this unit itself would be sending out a very small bubble of Wi-Fi. You could log into it and see things. But the other option, and probably the far more preferred option, is going to be if you have Wi-Fi on your property and you have a repeater or something that would be in range of this unit, then you could let this connect into your home's Wi-Fi. Once it's connected to your home's Wi-Fi, then you'd have the ability to go in from anywhere on your property or whatever and look at things, because right now you have to be within a physical range of this device. The other way around, where it logs into your Wi-Fi, if it has a repeater close by, will let you have ubiquitous access to your Wi-Fi, and then you can get on and see things from wherever. Or even when you're on vacation, you could log in remotely and do things. We might even look at options for doing a little like an app or something on your phone so that you could get in. But that would be dependent on this unit being within range of your home's Wi-Fi. So there are going to be 2 distinct options for the Wi-Fi. Sorry, we forgot to say that in the first filming of this.
Okay, Jeshwanth, you have a huge red button on this box. I know y'all want to know what the big red button is. 'Cause you want to push it.
I think Sree put the big red button there.
I want to push it. What does it do?
Okay. This will isolate the box with the batteries during the maintenance or any emergency mode. We can
Okay.
disconnect the batteries safely.
So, right, in an emergency or you are planning to do maintenance, you would go into the menu here and you would close the turbine. Where was that? I need to go back.
Yeah.
See how intuitive this is? I already know I want to go into 1. I want to close it. So I'm going to close it, and it's going to take a little while.
Yep.
I'll fast
That's
forward
okay.
the
You can
video.
stop. You can stop it.
So once
Okay.
it's fully closed, oh, you already turned it off.
Yeah.
Then you would turn it off, and then the turbine is disconnected from the batteries, so there won't be any damage to the batteries while you're
Replacing
fixing
a
or doing
component or
anything
whatever.
that you're doing
Yeah.
to the turbine or to your electrical system. It just makes that clean break. So that is what the big tempting red button is.
The big red button.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right, so I'm back at the home screen. So I'm connecting back in because I'm
See, that is
fixed what I needed to fix.
And I'm turning on the batteries, battery bank.
Okay.
Yep. And then we'd be producing power again. Okay.
So anyway, we thought you guys would be really interested. We were really excited to show you how these 2 have transformed our electronics into something very simple and elegant. They're still working on programming and fine-tuning different things in here. Still a work in progress, but this is what we're aiming for. Simplicity, something that is easy for you guys to use. Of course, foolproof as much as we can do that. These guys have been doing a great job. So that's it for today. Thank you for hanging with us, and we'll see you next time.
Harmony Turbines. We now have the power to change the world.